It's time to spill the tea.
Hello!
You there, and welcome to
A Spoonful of Theatre. And here is another one of our Spill the Tea theatre review episodes, where we review a local piece of Singapore theatre right outside the theatre foyer. I'm TJ, director and theatre practitioner.
And I'm Sam, a teacher of language, literature, and self-proclaimed show business lovey. And yes, we are at this very moment outside the Ngee Ann Kongsi Theatre. And TJ, what have we just watched?
We have just watched the Wild Rice Panto. Yes, Christmas is around the corner. It's that time of year, and this year it's The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yes.
Yes. It's a rerun from their 2015, but it's been updated and reimagined for 2025,
Yes,
10 years later.
Certainly has. So, right, let's get straight off the bat. TJ, what are your first thoughts?
Do you know what? I think this is really my cup of tea. It's camp, it's funny, it's witty, it's colourful, and it's full of fun. And I think any audience is coming to a panto, you know what you're coming to. It's a fun night out. If you want some serious drama, this is not the show for you, but don't come if you don't want that. If you want to have a bit of fun, it is amazing, but it's not just a bit of fun. I think that does it some disservice. It is a really good night out at the theatre as well. I had a really great time. What about you, Sam?
I'm in pain.
Oh no, why?
My sides are hurting and my cheeks are hurting because I have laughed, cackled, and guffawed for nearly 2 hours because I really have been smiling and laughing from the beginning until the very end. It was pantomime done right. It was just brilliant. There were jokes for mum and dad. There were jokes for the kids. It was colourful. It was camp. It was tender, it had heart, it was just wonderful. I've had such a brilliant time at the theatre tonight, especially after the doozies that we've seen recently. This is just the tonic I've wanted.
It really is, it really is.
Now then, let's get into it, TJ, and review some of the bits and bobs that we've seen tonight. Where do you want to start, love?
Shall we start with the script?
Let's start with the script. Joel Tan again.
Joel Tan. Do you know what? It was a lovely mix of fun and frivolity, but with some nice messages in there. And definitely a good panto always has things for the adults.
Yes.
That will go over the kids' heads, and it was full of those.
Oh, there was definitely full of those.
It was full of those. So I do think, actually, it's not just for families and kids, actually. As two grown men with no children tonight, I had just as much of a good time as the kids in the audience did as well.
I quite agree with you. What I loved is that it made fun of Singapore in a really fun way. There were messages in there, there were little digs, there were little jabs, but they were done right. They landed really well. It wasn't your traditional Wild Rice and Joel Tan fare of I'm going to give a really hard-hitting, explicit dig at the political climate and society of Singapore. It was just little jabs, little digs that didn't take itself seriously, that you could really actually chortle and laugh at. I really enjoyed that.
My only little niggle with the script, and it is a little niggle, is I felt that the finale was a little slow for my liking. It got a little bit reminiscent and a bit, the energy seemed to just slow down a little bit in the final scene. It picked back up for the final song, but to me, that was just my only little niggle. It really isn't a big thing. I just felt that we lost a little bit the pace and momentum that came through the whole.
Yes, perhaps a little too sentimental.
Yeah, it was a bit too sentimental, a little bit slow. I would have wanted it a bit faster. There was some jokes in there, but it was a really small niggle for me. So I really had a great time. Can we jump into the music while we're here? Julian Wong, I am your biggest fan. Stunning score. Julian knows how to write a good musical song. It tells a story with a nice tune. It's lovely to listen to, and just really complemented the show.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. The songs weren't overpowering. They weren't those kind of songs like, I'm going to take you out of the story and look at me, listen to me, I'm the song you need to listen to. It wasn't like that at all. They really complemented the story and the flow of the story, and really, the orchestrations were just beautiful. They were really high quality, really high quality.
My favourite song was Naked as My Butt. naked as my butt. And I think that's going to be on replay in many households in Singapore for the next few months.
Yes, well, it's on Spotify, isn't it?
It
yes,
is on
the album's on
Spotify.
Spotify. Well done.
Yes.
Fabulous. Now, moving on to performance, because we've got a full-blown cast here, a cast of duos, I would say.
Okay.
So let's start with the Taylors, Isul and Reno, who, Reno, you've given me a gift twice this year. You've given me tap dance on stage in Singapore twice. I love you. Please do a beginner's class so I can sign up. I really will be there. But no, they were a wonderful double act. They really played off each other really well. You really sense that brotherhood between them. Something that I would really like to compliment Isul on is his facial expressions. They really had me chortling with the way he was reacting to Reno and to the other cast members. No, a really, really good double act there.
I agree. For me, Isil and Reno actually stole the show for me today. I thought the energy that they brought to the piece was just stunning. Really great chemistry, great double act. Exactly what you want in a Christmas panto.
Now, you say the boys stole the show for you. Audrey stole the show for me. Now, I had this sort of expectation that Audrey would be cast under Hosan's shadow a little bit, but she was wonderful. She had some great laughs, some great moments. She kind of reminded me of Baroness Bombburst from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. She was just marvelous, and there was a caricature about her that I really, really enjoyed.
For me, Hosan and Audrey, just theatre stalwarts. They just take the space. They know how to own a stage, and they know how to tell the story. So really solid performances from both of those two.
And not forgetting, of course, Sugi as well, who opened that show with an absolute bang. He tore down that fourth wall, as should be done in a pantomime, and he kept the energy up throughout the entire performance. And he was that sort of Buttons character that, you know, you fall in love with, and he had some great gags tonight, and his song as well. How 2025 Singapore could you get with his song? It was absolutely inspired. Loved every minute of it.
Yeah, and finally Candice as well, who was cast as ensemble. A solo ensemble, which I thought was really, really amazing. Candice, absolutely amazing. Really, really some lovely comedy moments. But we cannot finish talking about the cast without talking about the amazing, amazing first stage kids.
Oh.
I'm going to take back my words. The first stage kids stole the show tonight. Oh my goodness, they were delightful.
They were the energy that they had, and you could tell they were enjoying themselves.
Yes.
They were having a great time on that stage. There's a little bit of nerves. They're young. It's probably maybe one of their first few times in a production, so you can expect a little bit nerves, but you can forgive it as well. They were beautiful.
And that takes me into the creatives of the show, because where the first stage kids really stood out to me was the choreography. The choreography obviously done by Gino and Hafiz, who are just amazing at telling a story through their movements. And for me, the choreography really drove the energy of the show in the panto, and really, really delivered that kind of punch and pizzazz in the show. So I really loved the choreography tonight.
It really came together, More on the creatives. Well, it's all about clothes, so we have to talk about costume.
Oh my goodness.
The amount of work and detail that has been put on those costumes was absolutely amazing. From the very beginning, when Hosan comes out in that tremendous outfit that he's in, and it's just maintained throughout the entire show, these beautiful, beautiful costumes. And then with a few surprises along the way. I'm not going to spoil anything, but a few surprises along the way that you just felt the audience go, you just knew they were enjoying what they were seeing.
So for me, I always love it when Wild Rice engage Tube Gallery. So they're based in Bangkok, and they've actually won several Best Costume Awards here in Singapore, and you can absolutely see why. And I have a feeling this production is going to be right up there again. Creative, fun, and just showing what costume can really do to enhance the production.
Yes.
Really, really loved it. Set design, I thought was absolutely beautiful. I loved the levels. That is a very hard space to fill because it's a thrust theatre and you've got audience on all sides. You can't put big set pieces downstage. It's all got to be upstage. So what Yusian did with that stage, that kind of fake marble effect, the use of the trapdoor, the use of the door upstage, really helped bring the piece to life. And we were going through many, many different places effortlessly. So fantastic.
Again, a wonderful attention to detail, especially with some multimedia aspects as well, which were nice little touches. I especially liked the crest that they've made with Hosan's likeness there. I thought that was really, really well done. Beautifully created. Now, listeners, as you know by now, when TJ and I go and see a piece of theatre, we always give it a rating out of 5 spoonfuls. But we never reveal to each other how many spoonfuls we are going to give until that moment arrives. And that moment is now. TJ, are you ready?
I'm ready, Sam.
After the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, 5. Right, okay, some high scores from us. Why 4 for you, TJ?
Amazing night at the theatre. I had a really great time, really enjoyed the show. I think what just didn't tip it into that 5 for me is just that kind of slow ending. It kind of took me out a little bit, but that is not just it's not a notch at all. 4 to me is a fantastic night at the theatre, and I'll be telling all my friends to come and see it. So,
it's not just a 5, it's 5 great big dollops for me. I have really, really enjoyed tonight. I will go ahead and say it is one of the best shows that I've seen this year because I loved it from beginning until end. It was exactly what I expected from a pantomime, and they've all done a really marvelous job from performance, from song, from costume. It all just came together and made a marvelous show.
For me, it's one to bring all the family or just yourself. Like, it's for any age, and I think that's the beauty of pantomime. It can come and put a smile on your face, and you can leave feeling a little bit happier than when you went. So get yourself down to the Ngee Ann Kongsi Theatre and get your tickets over on Cystic for Wild Rice's Emperor's New Clothes. It is playing until the 21st of December, so please, please, please tell your friends and go and get your tickets now.
Yes, and those tickets are available on Cystic, so please go and treat yourself because you are really in for a great night of theatre. Anyway, my tea's gone cold, love. Shall we leave it there?
Let's.
Right, that's cheerio from us. We'll be back soon.
And it's a hurrah from me.
And to the cast and crew of Wild Rice's pantomime, The Emperor's New Clothes.
And anyone else performing in Singapore theatre, break a leg.